Welcome to today's episode of Man Meet. Scenario number one. Mommy, how comes you've never talked about dad? How comes I've never seen my dad? In school, Kinanani always tell me, hey, my dad bought me this. My dad surprised me with this. My dad took us here and there. When we're in church, I always see Kinanani walking with their fathers. But mom, how comes I've never seen my dad? How comes you never talk about my dad? Scenario number two. You grew up in a family where your father always came back home, always drunk. And what was the result? Either you were also abused or you witnessed your mother being physically abused. Scenario number three. You grew up with a present father, but an emotionally unavailable father. You were never asked, how was school? How are you feeling? What are you struggling with? How is life generally? Guys, men, let's dig let's delve deeper into this subject of father wounds. You see, fathers can either break or make a child's life. When we're talking about father wounds, we are simply talking about the sense of experiencing the grief and the pain in your life as a result of not experiencing the love of growing up with a father or a father who was emotionally present in your life. And you see, these are some of the results of having either a present father who was unavailable emotionally, or having a father who was drunkard and in turn you witnessed physical abuse and violence, or either you never even experienced a father in your life, you've never seen him. According to research done by a man called Men.We of Man Enough, pointed out that 20% of men reported that they had good relationships with their father. Imagine 20%. What about the 80%? That simply meant that the 80%, they either did not know their fathers or they actually have never grown up with their fathers. Another research was done by the Transform Nation, which reported that 3 in 4 inmates in prisons reported that they grew up in fatherless homes. That is, 78% showed that they never had fathers in their homes, while 22% at least experienced a father figure in their homes, which we do not know if they were emotionally present or how the situation was. You see, man, the way your father struggled in raising you up as a child, I believe the cycle can repeat itself, and you yourself may either also experience the same challenge while you raise up your son or children or your daughters. And you see, this becomes a cycle, a vicious cycle that keeps on rotating, continuing, and it raises up men who are experiencing traumas, pains, hatred as a result of lack of fathers. What a sad scenario. I believe every one of us can attest to it that we never have issues with mothers. When somebody gets an award, they always like, I thank God, I thank my mom. You always hear stories of, I love my mom. But chances of getting to hear somebody praising his father or dad or acknowledging the father figure in their lives is always in rare cases. So, what could be the signs of having father wounds in your life? Number one, low self esteem. For example, if you've been experiencing lack of motivation, the zeal of keeping on, still going on, be it in your workplace, in your relationships, your marriage, in whatever you do, that could be an underlying sign that you're struggling with something. I'm not saying it's the real cause, but that is a sign. Secondly, if you're always struggling forging good relationships with even friends, neighbors, schoolmates, people at work, people complaining now and then, how come such and such a person? It's always difficult just to get along. How comes it seems toxic? Ask yourself, are you struggling with a father wound? Number three, mental health conditions. You see, of late we've experienced a high rate of mental illnesses, stress, depression, anxiety, and we cannot assume these cases. But if you are a man and you try to delve deeper, dig deeper, research, how comes I'm feeling this? How comes I'm having this anxiety, depression? You'll be able to learn that if you're able to retrace your steps, you can arrive at the experience that you grew up with of lacking a father figure in your life or an emotional present father in your life. Lastly, self-sabotaging behaviors. You're always on a drinking spree. Weekend umeshika kushika. Huh? And you see, these are some of the behaviors as men that destroy us. You end up thinking that they're helping you, but at the end of it all, they're destroying you. But as men, I believe we can still rise up and become better men in this society. And what are some of the solutions as I conclude? Number one, accept. Acceptance is the key to everything. If you accept that you're struggling with such and such an issue in your life, if you've accepted that, yes, I have an wound in my life, I never saw my father, we were never close. Yes, I'm struggling with this mental health condition. That is the first thing. Accept that and own up, be responsible for what is going in your life. And that is the first step to healing. Second step, be vulnerable and seek help. You see, as men, we've been conditioned, even by society, not to always speak out. But I challenge you this day, this month, this year, speak out, speak up. I don't mean going and telling everybody your issues, everybody, but seek somebody you can trust, somebody you can rely upon, and just share out your struggles that you may be facing with. Because speaking up a problem is also half solved. Number three, reassure your inner child. You see, as a man or as men, know that you have an inner child in your life who yearns for that love, who yearns for that affection, who yearns for that acceptance. And it is you yourself to assure yourself, yes, I've experienced this and this, I'm struggling with this and this, but this is not my life. I am wonderfully created, I'm responsible, I'm a hardworking person, I'm a responsible father, I shall do it well. And these are some of the reaffirmations that will boost you to rise up and become better. Lastly, be the change agent you want to see. As a man, Be the change. And how will you be the change? Start doing things that are different from what you've been doing. You see, some of these cases that we have of depression, of mental health conditions, are as a result also of our lifestyle, how we live, how we behave. Just get out there, exercise, bond with others, have have a fun activity to do, and in turn, this will help you. So, as men, I believe we can rise up and become better men in the society. I want to wish all of you men a happy Father's Day, and just know you can become a better man and a better man in the society and in the world at large. Thank you.